Alright guys, my name's Graham and this is my 10-week Gauntlet prep race video series, I guess. Now I say series, it might just be one video. We'll find out when we get there. But what we're doing is the summer Gauntlet, right? May 30th in Tony Glen Sports Centre, Park, somewhere over there anyway. Awesome event. I'll maybe throw the actual workout up here. Similar to High Rocks in nature in terms of probably time domain, I guess, and movement structure, but less running, more biased towards weight and ergs, which suits me beautifully. Alright, so done lots of High Rocks. I think done 6 or 7 at this point, partners, singles, all of that. Love it, enjoy it, but I love CrossFit more, and by prepping specifically for this Gauntlet, I think it allows me to maintain more of that CrossFit style training, which is well-rounded. Lots of weightlifting, lots of squatting, lots of skill work as well, so I can keep up with the gymnastics, whilst also having a short-term goal to go towards, which will be, of course, smashing that race. So the Gauntlet race has got solo and partner options. I'm going for the solo, so the individuals. There's no categories in terms of pro or open like there is in High Rocks. There is just one category, which is cool. The boys there gladly shot me over a ticket, so I had to sign up. Now, big part of this is I am on holiday the 2 weeks directly before it, so I return from 2 weeks in Orlando, Florida on the Wednesday evening stroke Thursday morning, and the race is on Friday night. So the prep work begins now. Try and maintain most of the way, hopefully a little bit of a taper, and then ready to race as soon as we come back, fighting the jet lag and all that good stuff. But we'll be ready. Like I said, probably ready now, but I like the idea of a good 10-week prep. So today is Monday, it is day one. I'm on the way to the gym now for session 1 of a program that I've designed. Really looking forward to it. A few tweaks across the way as we go. Got a few other events in and out of there we're taking part in as well. Stuff around the gym. We've got Murph, we've got some fun community events in the gym. We've got a triathlon in the gym. Stuff like that we're going to be part of it too. I also want to retest my 5k run at some point in there too, which will be fun. So yeah, navigate all that, train as we go, and I'm just going to try and document as much of it as we can, try and make a watchable video out of it.
Lap 10, 1 minute. Lap 11, 4:02.
Alright, 5 o'clock, leaving the gym, and session done, although not the session I thought it was. Check back on the notes, and turns out today was a tempo run session, so got that in, which was 6 sets of 4 minutes on, 1 minute off, working at just under threshold. So the pace on that was trying to land between 4:10 and 4:20 kilometers. Ended up finishing on bang on 4:10, so definitely on the upper end, but felt good, felt strong. Felt like I had more in it. Probably could have added on another 1 or 2 rounds, which is good, but it's the first session of the plan, so good to hit the paces. Heart rate stayed where it needed to stay, which was in zone 4, so didn't even tip into zone 5 at any point. Lovely. So because it was that threshold session, the zone 2 that I was going to do, don't need to, that's more than enough today. Had some core work after, so just a few rounds of some weighted core stuff, some hanging on the bar stuff, some plank variations, and then got a stretch, which is new. Don't normally stretch, but I'm trying to look after the body in this prep. Going to be quite a bit of volume, so yeah, that's the session done. That's day 1 of the program, but first bit of intensity, so a little bit of context of where we are fitness wise at the moment. It's 1 week removed from the CrossFit Open and High Rocks doubles at Glasgow. Did that, so the Open was the last 3 weeks, and then on Sunday had the doubles at High Rocks. So basically since then this week, done nothing. A couple of light runs, easy, just cruising, listening to an audiobook actually, just chilling. Had 1 session of moving in the gym, just a few kind of very light squats and a little bit of light sled, but no intensity. So basically the week off, just to let the body and the mind. I think all the build up to the Open and High Rocks itself, there's this kind of big lull after it, this kind of downtime of both physical and mental, and that's because of the gym as well, because we're organising big events. We're doing the Open, the big Friday night lights and all that, so it's just a lot. So that week after is just definitely a kind of big lull. So happy to come out with that, hit some intensity, feeling good and ready to get on with the rest of the week. So yeah, I think just when I was doing all that, I think what we'll do is we'll do a weekly video. So this is day one, or maybe a little bit each day of each session, a little bit before, a little bit after, and then we'll wrap it into 1 week's video, and we'll try and do a video per week for 10 weeks. That's the plan, hold me to it, and I'll see you tomorrow when we get back into it. Alright guys, Tuesday afternoon, another belter of a day by the way. So we are going to get after workout number 2 right now of the week. We're currently in the middle of painting this. So in between coats of paint and drying, let's take the opportunity, get the workout done, and then we'll come back to that and get it tidied up. So as you can see, belted a day, but the workout today, it's got some running in it. We could go outside, but there's some transitions with a burpee box jump I want to keep nice and tight, so we are just going to head into Encore and get it done. So let's go and do that now, and I'll catch you on the backside and I'll talk you through it. Before we go though, LMNT every day at the moment. 1000 sodium, 200 potassium, 68 magnesium. Pretty much one of them every day, sometimes 2. Usually put creatine in with it, but we had that this morning, so this is just for the hydration. Right, let's get started. Driving home now, it is 8:45, so hit that session, pretty much maybe half an hour rest, grabbed a quick bite to eat, or actually a protein shake and some raspberries if you really want to know. I ran and coached 2 classes back to back, so I've been on my feet ever since the end of it, and not going to lie, feeling pretty smoked right now. So on the way home, thought I'd give you a little debrief of the workout. So part A was burpees and running. So we had 15 burpee box jump overs into a 600 metre run with 90 seconds rest 4 times through. Target was consistent hard pacing on the burpees, and then to get in the runner and get on pace as quickly as we can. So set the pace at 4:20 was the target. So we're getting in there with compromised legs. That's the kind of goal there. Is I know I can get back on the pace, but the goal is to get on it as soon as we can. So the first 100 metres, 150 metres is going to feel horrible, but it's building that clearance mechanics to get back on pace and get it to feel somewhat normal. Now the heart rate is rising. We've got a heart rate spike coming out of the burpees. That's to be anticipated, so it's just trying to regulate that on the run. So we're probably tipping into zone 5 after the burpees. It's trying to get back down into zone 4 and just kind of ride that line under threshold. And then distance is short enough that we're not putting too much volume into the legs, but again, it got pretty nasty on the back end. The last couple of rounds were definitely tough. But again,
one of those little mental battles to fight through and know you can do it. And actually, when I look back at the times and done negative splits on all the runs, but the burpees got slower. Something that I'm trying to work on is that burpee endurance as well. Now, I did set the box to 20 inches, which was on purpose. I thought that would allow me to go faster on the burpees because I was trying to get an intentional heart rate spike there. Whereas I would normally just do 24 inches. I usually land quite low and like almost in the bottom of a squat, and they're quite smooth and consistent. But I thought I might be able to go faster on the 20 inches. But actually, it just felt awkward because I am taller. The low box, because I normally drop into the bottom of a squat, I felt as though I was landing kind of half roads. And maybe if in the later round you'll see that I did start getting to the bottom of that squat, but I was doing some sort of funky stagger takeoff. Didn't feel great, but got the desired effect. So 4 rounds of that. And honestly, once I was done with that, could have called it a day. I've been quite fucking happy just to say, good session, I'm out of there. But just got through the rest of the stuff. It was just 3 400 repeats after about 5 minutes rest. But I was just hitting some 400s at some set paces. So went 430, 420, and then a max at the end, which we done like a 345 pace, 330, something like that. So happy enough with that. And then we hit some strength stuff on the back end. Again, could have called it quits, but we wrote it down, so we got it done. So some front rack lunges, some dumbbell RDLs, which felt great by the way, just lengthening out the hamstrings there, a little bit of strength, and then a fucking wall sit for 30 seconds. So yeah, legs feeling pretty smoked now, especially because I went straight into 2 hours of coaching as well, but on the way home. But all in all, good session, good day 2, job done, ticked all the boxes. But something I was thinking about is that's where it becomes hard when you program for yourself, right? Because when I first wrote this session last week and I was kind of thinking about this plan, was I'd originally just wrote those burpee run intervals and I was like, should I make it 4 or 5? I was like, 4 is the right amount with the distance and the heart rate where I would expect it to be when I get there. And then I was like, no, I'll tack on a little bit more and I'll build it out. And because I wrote it, when I'm then doing it, I know the process I went through to get there, knowing that it was almost not going to have the strength piece in it because we're doing some strength stuff tomorrow. And then you play those games. So that's where it becomes a little bit tough, but fought through, had a great session, came out of it in the back end. I'm just fucking smoked now, but glad we got it done. Good day, got some work done in the gym, done some coaching, got the workout done, and now I'm about 1,000 calories short of where I need to be. So I'm going to go home, get some food, and call it a night.
Good morning. Right, we're down at the gym already. Actually just about to take on a session, but woke up today better than expected. Alright, I said last night driving home felt pretty cooked, but home refueled well. I think plenty of carbs and proteins in there, hit the targets I was setting out for that day, and a big heavy training day. And yeah, recovered well. It's more than I would normally eat at that time of night, but again, new plan, new things, new strategy. So yeah, woke up feeling pretty good. Definitely feel a little bit in the legs. 2 hard running days in a row there. Pretty decent intensity as well. But ready to go today. Today's session is no major aerobic piece. It's more strength based, but not a lot of volume either. Midpoint in the week, Wednesday. Just trying to get some upper body strength in, keep the lower body firing, and then kind of that middle point of the week. Again, trying a new strategy here as well. Normally I would peak on a Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then take a Thursday off, but I'm trying to go a little bit harder Monday and Tuesday. Some just strength stuff, less aerobic stuff in the middle of the week, and then build it back up towards the weekend. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, today's session is some trap bar deadlifts. We've got some strict pull-ups and some dips. We're gonna go for the rings today, keep it CrossFit, you know. Low reps. I've put down a little star next to the strict pull-ups and the dips that they could be weighted. See how we feel when we get up there. All right, weighing in at a paltry 99 kilos this morning, so we'll see how they go. But to be honest, 5 strict pull-ups is probably on my upper limit for one set. Dips could definitely add some weight there if it was fixed. I'm going to put the rings in there just to add that little bit of difference, a little bit of variety in. Yeah, we'll see how we go on, we'll get through it. I've already warmed up a little bit, done a little bit of run, a little bit of stretch, a little bit of movement, and ready to get fired in. And the quicker the better, because we're going out for lunch. It's currently 11:15 and we're going out for lunch because it's Jenna's birthday today. So hit this session, quick shower, and then out for a big feed. So yeah, let's get into it, let's get it done. Alright guys, Thursday mid-workout check-in. So the workout called for a conversational pace. This is a test. Can I have a conversation and continue to stay where we need to stay? Now, when we say conversational pace, what that means is you can definitely tell I'm doing something, but we can still have a rational conversation. So we'll see the next couple of minutes go. Currently on the bike. Session today was supposed to be 60 minutes zone 2. The plan was to run. It's pissing down outside, so didn't fancy that, and honestly couldn't really suffer 60 minutes on the air runner today. So we switched it up for 20 minutes on the ski, 20 minutes on the bike, and 20 minutes on the rower, because in 4 weeks time we've got the triathlon. Now this isn't really triathlon training, it's just exposure to the 3 machines in the correct order. The main takeaway from today's session is the heart rate stuff. So how we get there isn't as important as the specific exercises. So yeah, we're 12 minutes into the bike, holding alright. Target heart rate zone is, put it on the watch and the monitor, is between 130 and 145. Currently at 138. So that's pretty much going to be today's session. 60-minute sweat fest, hydrating as we go. And yeah, that's going to be it for Thursday. 2 big sessions coming up, Friday, Saturday, including a full simulation on Saturday, which is new for me as well. Even with the 7 high rocks I've done, high rocks races. I've never actually done a full simulation before event day. So we're trying something new. I'm going to go through it in the gym, see how we got on. Assuming Friday's session goes okay, maybe we change the volume a little bit. But anyway, that's Thursday. The 3 beasts, concept 2s. I'll catch you tomorrow and update on the session then. You decide. Was this conversational pace? Alright guys, it is Saturday afternoon and we are tight on time. So yesterday's workout you would have just seen. Didn't make any videos before or after, but hit that. The plan was to do some sort of simulation, full sim today, but I have got a lot on. Heading out, I need to be out here at 4:30. It's currently 2:30. Still got some other shit to do, so we are going to go quick and nasty. We're going to take the Gauntlet, right here, and we are going to take the first third of it, I think it is, and we're just going to get after that straight through. So it is a 1k run, sandbag over the hurdles. There's 16 of them. There is a wooden hurdle type thing at the event. I'm just going to set up some boxes. Then it's 50 metres worth of sled push, 50 metres worth of sled pull, another run into the C2 bike, and that's where we're going to end it. So we did some lunges and stuff, burpees yesterday, which will tick that box for now, and we'll stop at the bike because in the late half of the race we've got the rest of that stuff. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to get changed, warmed up, hit this, in and out, 30, 40 minutes, including everything. So that's it. See you on the other side, and then we'll wrap up this entire week, because that is going to be it. Big day tomorrow on Cobalt Media stuff. But anyway. job done. That was 45 minutes all in, including setup, warm up and workout, which was about 23 minutes. But I will go for a full debrief, maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight, but I just wanted to come on and say I had every reason to not do that workout today. With Cobalt Media stuff, We Win Fitness stuff, busy weekend, family stuff, everything, every reason to not do that. And honestly, it would have been fine. I've done 5 sessions this week, that's what I was telling myself. 6 would be great, rest day tomorrow anyway, but I pulled on my big boy pants and got something done, and I'm really happy I did. So that's the message today, and also, felt great. I think I'm going to really enjoy this race because the runs were hard, the second run was hard, but the fact that it's only 4 and not 8 like High Rocks, love it. The sandbag, the sled, all coming back to back to back, it's definitely my jam. Anyway, I'm babbling now. I'm going to go and get shifted, showered, food, and I need to head out to this job. So I think we'll do a full Sunday debrief to wrap up this video, and that'll be episode 1. Right, I will catch you tomorrow. Alright guys, it is indeed Sunday evening, and we're going to finish this video right where we started, in the car. So apologies if I look as if I am on death's door. That's pretty much how I feel. Just got done with 10 hours of live streaming Sunday in Glasgow University. Pretty sleepless night, about 3 hours I think. The clock change caught me out. Right? I thought I had an extra hour and I was busy up doing stuff on the laptop, and I lost an hour. So not great for athletic development, but all in all, very successful day and week on all fronts, fitness wise, business wise, media wise. So yeah, all good. So yeah, this is going to be the end of week 1's training. So a little update on what we did on Friday, which was just some tough intervals. A little bit of the opposite of what we did on Tuesday. Tuesday we burpeed into run. So going with the compromised heart rate spike into the run. Friday what we were doing was running into the more functional stuff. So we did some hard efforts on the runner into some lunges and burpees. There were some tough intervals too for a big Friday workout. So yeah, that was a fun one. Enjoyed it actually, felt good. I like that. So obviously there was longer rest periods in that as well, 2.5 minutes. That's more of the stuff we're used to. Love a good CrossFit interval. And then Saturday's session, we did speak a little bit about it on Saturday, little quick debrief, but that just felt really good as a test of the event itself. But I think it kind of put a stamp on a good week's training. Going into that, the way I felt during it and after it, and then time and stuff like that as well. Look at that glare, oh my. I think it was a nice stamp of the week's training volume, intensity was on the money for week 1 of a new programme, so pretty happy with that. That's a good indicator, and it gives us confidence going into week 2. Also just the workout itself in terms of what the race is, felt great. So went the runs, the first run was under 4 minute pace, so under a 4 minute kilometre, going into the heavy stuff, and it felt fine. The sleds and stuff were a little bit awkward because I was fanning about with a rope, which didn't help, obviously getting a little bit extra rest, but also increasing the time as well. You've seen me with the sandbag walking away from the box other end of the gym. That's because in the event itself, it's wooden hurdles that you throw the bag over, you go over the hurdle, and then you progress on to the next one. Well, at least it was last year. I'm assuming it's the same this year. So I was just trying to simulate a little bit of that carry back and forth. Sandbag's only 30 kilos, that's what it is on the day as well. Sleds were fine as well, push and the pull. Pretty tough. Last couple of times I've done High Rocks, it's of course been doubles, so doing that full distance yourself and the push and the pull back to back definitely gets the heart rate up. But again, like I said on Saturday or yesterday, that is my jam, alright, and that's what gives me some confidence getting in this thing, because I love that stuff. And honestly, if anything, I wish it was a little bit heavier. I really do. That would be just an even bigger separator. The lack of running is good for me. If the weights were heavier, that would be better too. But So got through the heavy stuff. The second run after that was definitely harder to get going, but again, the stuff we've been training this week with the pacing we've been trying to get on, which is around about 420 kilometres, we were able to get back on that fairly quickly and sat between 415 420 for that entire second run. Then straight into the bike erg, and this is where the quads started to blow up, and as I was doing it I started to think that that's where I would be refueling in the race. Your hands are pretty free, so if I had, whether it be gels or something there to take in, maybe a heavy carb drink, I don't know what the rules are in drinks at this thing, but that'd be a good chance to get some fuel in, especially going into the lunges which come after the bike, because that is where I traditionally start to cramp up when it comes to high rocks. I think 3 out of the 7 times I've had quad cramp. Now that could be fueling strategy. I'm a pretty salty sweater, as they say, and you can't take that much in when you're racing, so that's part of it. But you've noticed, if you may have noticed in a video, if it's been up already, I think it has, is that I plan to finish the workout on the bike, but I'll say everything felt great up to that, and honestly I came off the bike, let's fix that clear, and I thought, what do these lunges feel like now? Now I just went bodyweight, I'd stopped the time, I'd stopped my watch and all that, I just finished the workout, and I was like, oh, let's just see what the lunges feel like, and they felt great. I think I done 4, maybe 6 lengths, and they felt fine, felt fine to the point where I could have done them weighted, I could have done more, and still kept a decent pace, which is a huge confidence booster. The lunges in the event are only 20 kilos, weighing 100, that's 20% body weight, it's nothing. So yeah, that felt, I was a bit worried how smoked the quads were, just with the bike, because you're going at a decent pace. I was biking at like a 145 pace, and then into the sandbag. But biggest stamp on that there was the fact that I got through that at a pretty high intensity. It wasn't max intensity by any means, but when I got to the point or the marker of the workout where it was supposed to be over, the mindset in the brain was to do more. I don't just mean do more for the sake of doing more volume, right? It's just that, hey, I was in a place where I could and wanted to do more work, and again, that's just a nice stamp on a good week's training. So yeah, that's it. That's week 1. Hopefully this video it feels like a long time for me, because a week, but for you it's maybe been 15 minutes, hopefully. Let me know what you think. I've enjoyed putting it together, a little bit of kind of self-accountability, but I'll be honest, it's not the type of video I've ever done in the past. I kind of feel as though it's maybe a little bit self-indulgent, but this is the type of thing I would watch. If somebody was doing an event or whatever, I would sit and watch this, and that's what they say in it. Make the content that you would watch, and then you'll find the right people. So that's what we're doing. But you can let me know what you think. Was it too much talking, too much workouts, more or less of the other? Is there something else you would like to see? Would you like to see more about the actual business of the gym that I'm doing and that kind of stuff, or more nutrition stuff? Let me know. Maybe dive into a bit more about the programming and the workouts. Maybe that would interest you, or just more of the same. If you just want to follow along on the journey towards the Gauntlet, which is in 9 weeks' time now, then so be it. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it in some way, shape or form. And also with this program, I know some of you guys are, or my guys, but any of the Encore members who like the look of what I just did all week, and you fancy jumping on it, just let me know. I'll stick it in the app for you all to see or follow, and maybe you can hit some of these workouts as well. It might be pretty cool, so just drop me a message if you fancy that. Apart from that, I'm going to get out of here. It's Mother's Day. I'm on the way to my mother's. So yeah, have a good one, team, and hopefully, unless this ends up on editing room floor, I will see you next week. Bye.